second best team. It's the same for Origen. They had to go through the regionals. Didn't have enough points, obviously, which is what H2K qualified on as the second team. But Origen is regarded as the second best team in Europe, and they have to show it here. They have some good lane matchups.
They've got the Mecha Malphite skin, too, for LG. A big cause of concern for Origen, in my opinion.
The Mecha Malphite. What about that terrible early skin we had for him, where he's just green and nothing else?
Yeah,
no nose.
Malphite is great.
No nose.
I mean, that's his mouth is like his face in the middle of his chest, basically. He's not really supposed to be that humanoid.
Maybe he's got other scent organs, you know? I mean,
obviously, no offense to whoever made that skin. It is a classic.
Absolutely, man.
Sure.
If we ever play in Ireland, it's the only one you're allowed to play.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
It's actually locked. You're not allowed to use
True
champion
facts
select.
from Freak.
Yep.
From Freak here.
That's how it works. Irish summoners, you can tweet and let us know it's true.
Completely true. Indisputable facts from Freak. Facts with Freak.
So,
prove me wrong right now.
Where's the video series coming?
One thing we see in this game here, we
don't want to hear those.
Some early vision down, obviously from Origen on the side, and also notice the one ward they put here on their own red buff. It's very important because they're expecting LDG to start out there. At least they want to see if they do, and therefore they're going to spot two members moving in. So they get some extra information, and we'll steal away a camp on the bottom side. So it is the expected lane swap.
But also some interesting choices. You're seeing Imp being left alone on the top lane. He's going to essentially build a freeze by himself as LGD goes for a late invade. Meanwhile, similar for Soaz, he's hiding up the top side and wants to actually scrounge up a little bit of golden experience, and he'll be able to do so. That ward you mentioned does, in fact, spot the LGD invade. Origen is aware of that push. And actually, no, Imp is going to fast push it. And this makes it difficult for Soaz because he can get dived.
So what Imp does very, very often is he will fast push the first wave. And I don't mean like just wait to last it. I mean literally start hitting the minions instantly. Mithy was looking at the mid lane. God Vito moves to his strong side of the map. But what Imp does, he will instantly fast push because he wants to bounce it into the tower as quickly as possible to get some early experience for himself and then freeze it there after he gets the bounce. Obviously, he's going to share experience early on with PYL. They might look to just dive onto Source because he's sitting on the tower. He's going to be intercepted between the two turrets as well if they move straight in from LGD.
Yeah, TBQ looking to come in from the side with the Acorn to provide some pressure. Soaz, though, wise to the ways of the top and jungle from LGD, and at least he's going to be able to stay safe for now.
Now he's still trying to mess with TBQ and Acorn a little bit. Gets slowed. Still wants to try to steal the big one. Takes a
careful, man. Soaz takes a lot of damage
to the face.
Oh, has to burn that flash. He could have just stayed out.
Yeah, that's such a Soaz move. I just want to see what happens if I step a little bit closer.
Gotta get the Krug, man.
Yeah, maybe I can steal it away, but it's such a risky play. No flash for him. LGD get to push their wave in. It resets, and Soaz has not been double jungling because he was sitting in the top lane. I'm not sure if he was expecting a freeze to happen from the start, and therefore he could try and absorb some experience.
I think he was.
Because right now, he's just really far behind. He's calling for Mithy to come help him.
Well, that's the only reason you do this, if you expect the rest of LGD to start somewhere else on the map, and for Imp to freeze, that didn't happen, and so Soaz's bluff got called. He's going to walk into this top lane alongside Mithy, and thankfully for him, TBQ isn't exactly close by, so maybe they can keep this lane afloat.
But they don't know that. Right now, LGD is keeping Acorn and TBQ out of vision. They're just hiding in their own jungle. You have no clue. You can see how concerned Origen was moving. They had to wait for Amazing to come as well, to be 3 guys. And now they suddenly moved through, because in case they were waiting in the bush where the pink ward is from Origen now, they would just have jumped on Soaz, jumped on Mithy, forced them off again, and then Soaz would have been sitting on 0 CS by now. So what LGD likes to do is always, again, play in the shadows. Sit out of vision. You don't know where we are. We could be farming, or we could be sitting here. Do you roll the dice and just move in? Might cost you the game.
Apparently.
Well, sometimes, yeah. This time he didn't. The second time around.
He at least has a little bit less shadows to deal with. He just got trinket wards from both Mithy and Amazing, the tri-brush and the front by the Raptors there, so he knows no dive is coming. Now he sees the Vi here, but Mithy able to be defensive.
And I want to see now just Acorn get down to this bottom side as quickly as possible. The reason he doesn't teleport down is because he doesn't know where Amazing is before now. Now he spots him here. In case he TP'd down and used the summoner, and then he started trying to shove the wave out, you see it's being frozen by Nils, then Amazing could have sat there and just ganked him instantly. There would be no TP, and you'll be super far behind as the Malphite. So it's safer to walk, but Nils has a massive experience advantage down there. Not even massive, I'm lying to you guys. It's only 1 level. It is a big deal in the early game, but it shouldn't be enough to completely deny Acorn by now. He's going to at least sit and just get some experience.
He's even going to get free gold and a tad of experience as well from this top lane turret going down. LGD actually in my opinion, winning out in this lane swap, and that Imp's still getting all the farm he wants, but they're getting a turret kill as well. So as absorbing experience, but Acorn is double jungling. They're both level 3.
So they're winning step 1. Sorry to interrupt you here, Dora, because look here what Amazing is doing now. We just talked about how this wave was pushed up towards Nils, opening up for Amazing to be there. This is again why Acorn didn't use the teleport at first. He can still get punished a second time, so it's all about denying him. Amazing is moving in now.
Coming from behind, Acorn recalling though.
He knows it's too risky. I cannot show myself. My entire team just showed on the top side of the map.
Oh, no Malphite.
So right here, we see what Someday did so well in the last game. Reading, okay, if I show myself, will I get ganked? Is there a chance? Okay, I'm not going to show myself. Exactly the same move here from Acorn, and therefore he stays alive and still has both summoners.
Absolutely great play by him. You can see exactly what it means to be so on top of your game. It's not flashy to have 0 deaths, but that was an incredibly intelligent play to make sure he got away in time. The recall before release would show.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, we saw, it's very similar to last game, really, where we see top laners really, really pressured, and we saw such differences between Someday and Dyrus in terms of who played safe and who died.
And now, as we saw, LGD won the first phase of the lane swap by taking down that tower. Problem is, as soon as the tower died, Source picked up a lot of farm for himself, and now the second thing starts in this swap. When Nils managed to sit in a lane for himself, he has an experience advantage. He got a decent back timing off, and now he has to start bullying this lane where he's ahead of him already in experience. And then he needs to push that wave into the tier 1 tower of LGD, and that's where Origen can pull the trigger of TPs and Amazing coming down and like 4v2 dive them. That is the next step. A lane swap is more than just the first tower dying. It's the following 5-6 minutes as well, and what happens from there.
Well, there's still a pink ward up aggressively in the tri-brush down on the bottom side, so a return path by Amazing can certainly happen. You see Imp and PYL, pretty heads-up play. They push the wave in, then take Scuttle. Yep. Really very smart things by them. Overall, LGD sitting up 400 gold. Amazing has been power farming this whole time. He wasn't defending any turrets. He wasn't even double jungling, so he's level 5.5, getting his red buff here up against TBQ.
Well, PYL and Imp smash a scary face coming at him when they come back into lane, but more farming, and we didn't really get to see a 2v2 at all last game.
We will get it this time.
Now from Imp and PYL, yeah, but Niels and Mithy, they're going to struggle a little bit. I mean, this is a terrifying bot lane that they're playing against.
Yeah, Mithy had a bit of a poor timing here for himself. He had to go back and get a few wards, so he couldn't stay in lane with Nils and try pushing it out. But we have level 6 now on the Kalista, so again, there's an advantage. It has to be used from Origen. The other one, as we highlighted before, with Source being a bit greedy and staying in lane up there, he did manage to get up quite some experience. And because Amazing went down to the bottom lane with the frozen wave from Nils, Acorn didn't get any farmer experience, so he is behind.
On to Mithy, trying to build up that passive for the stun. Mithy just backs off, though. Doesn't go as badly as it could have. You got to wonder what's going to happen a little bit later in the game with Kalista throwing Annie into the fight. Do you do that? Or do you just let Annie engage by herself and then pull her out?
Pull out.
Yeah, you let her flash in. It's way too telegraphed otherwise.
Boring.
Hey, man.
Throw her right in there,
You can still be bloodthirsty by going into the flash tippers, okay?
Think about the range. Throw her in,
5-man tippers, and then you take her and you throw her into the 5-man tippers as well. Is that what you want to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Double CC. That's how you do it.
Time to show it, Mithy.
And the thing is, actually, Origen playing their bottom lane pretty well, though. You can see Imp and PYL can't really deal meaningful damage because Mithy can always get pulled out of the all-in.
Teleport coming in for LGD. They really want this blue buff. Shockwave brings TBQ in, and the blue buff actually goes over to Expeke. Grabbed it. Meanwhile, LGD using that teleport to put a lot of pressure on the bottom. From Acorn does not connect. They still want the turret, but that's a lot used for not a lot of kills.
Very smart move, though, from Nils. Notice how far back he was standing already, knowing, okay, Mithy, in case anything happens, I can pull you in, and then we can just flash out. And they're going for TBQ.
Hello, TBQ taking a lot of damage. Timbers dropped, but TBQ over the wall. Tries to get away with that ball breaker. Peke coming from the side. With the command attack, that's first blood for Expeke, Acorn, and PYL on the run right now. Imp there to try to support, and that'll be the end of the chase, but first blood goes to Origen.
And it gave a ton of time for Soaz to farm up in the top lane, 51 CS, no teleport on Acorn, complete map control, and Soaz can even equalize the turret score from all of this. So the TP from Acorn horribly backfires, and Origen completely collapsed correctly.
Amazing gonna find a Lulu all by herself right now.
Oh, Godby in a little bit of trouble. Ults himself, has to burn that flash as well. Peke with the command protect. Command attack onto Godby, but That's more pressure onto this already hurting LGD team.
And what's been happening now here the last few minutes, instead of Niels and Mithy being able to win the 2v2 lane, Mithy had to recall and obviously help Source on the top side earlier, so he was behind in experience. He wasn't that strong in the 2v2, but instead, because he was there to help Source earlier, he managed to pick up farm and experience, and he's really for it. So they sacrificed the bottom lane for their top laner, and then Acorn trying with this TP to make a big play, take a tower, get some kills onto him. It backfires completely because Nils read the situation and moved back. This guy's 17 years old.
Yeah.
And he reached that so well.
And even though Imp is winning in CS, Origen as a team up 1,200 gold right now. And Xpeke, a player that was pointed as the most obvious mismatch in skill here, is actually winning his lane and
a great
has
lane
blood
matchup
against Gad.
I love Orianna into Lulu.
Yeah, and that's good for him, but he's still doing it.
Now the question is, as this game goes on, my concern for Origen is just how squishy they are. I mean, if a good engage comes in from LGD, if Malphite comes in, if the knockups start happening, aren't LGD just going to tear them apart?
They can very easily take down that first target. You highlight yourself, so instead it's going to be Origen trying to pull the trigger. With Mithy going in with the flash timbers, you're going to have Source in the middle of it, and then of course Pekka trying to put the ball on someone. And we're going to get a massive wombo combo of so much magic damage, and then Nils kind of standing at backline being like, hey guys, I'm helping as well. But it's not really going to be about his damage in these fights. If Pekka and Source can coordinate it with Mithy, they can also one-shot some squishy members on the side of LGD. So it can go both ways, but it would be some very explosive team fights. We've had a fantastic early game already, going back and forth between the teams. I can't wait for the fights to break out. Come on, guys, do it.
Oh, they're going to be so much fun.
Definitely. One more time with Feeling Freak.
They're going to be so much fun.
There we go. Okay, now I'm believing it.
I love mechanics. I'm going to talk about one more thing. So Peke is very likely, I think, to go a Zhonya's Hourglass second. Every single person not named Niels can dodge a Malphite or Vi ultimate trivially easily.
Yeah.
Vladimir Pool, Repel, Zhonya's Hourglass, Kalista ulti onto the support. The hard engage, like you talk about picking that one guy off, that one guy can only be Niels. He's the only reliable engage, or target for the engage as we move later on into the game once Zhonya's comes through. And that is honestly a concern. Playing ultimate-based engage compositions are obviously very ulti-based, but those cooldowns are quite long.
Yeah, we're going to have one of these games here for both teams where Flash, I mean, it's in every single game, so of course it always has a lot of value. This one even more, because if you look at Imp here, if he dodges around the shockwave and of course Source going this big wombo combo for Origen, he will never die with a Lulu protecting him as well. Origen will not have any backline threat left. But at the same time, when Malphite flies in, you highlight yourself how people can dodge it with abilities, but then also with the flash. Timbers down the corner.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're going to try something, but Mithy and Niels, the ones who take a lot of damage. A turret does go down in favor of Origen, though. They get the mid lane.
Now the summoner teleport from Xpeke actually working to keep him in the mid lane and keep the pressure up. Amazing, who's been out farming TBQ all game, shows up to knock the turret down. The bot lane is still going to Imp PYL, probably the best bot lane at this tournament. They're doing work. But OG winning the rest of the map.
The adaptation to send Mithy up top and help Source was so key for them getting him ahead. So the two great matchups they had in the solo lanes could really start shining for Origen. They're ahead in farm, they've taken down the turrets. Bottom lane is the only one standing now, so we could see a potential 5-man. There is double teleport. Pekka is running it in this game here. Haven't seen it used aggressive yet, but getting that for late game always has a lot of value.
Looks like that turret's finally going to fall to LGD. That'll be their second of the game as well, which should tie them up well in turrets and fairly close to gold, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, but this is still a very close game here. Gotta be looking for some aggressive plays to make Peke as out of mana, and TBQ's coming. Spots himself on a pink ward and says, you know what, never mind. But Peke, teleport's still down, and is going to hope to get his blue buff.
I mean, he was just powering up to hit that ward as hard as he could. TBQ hates wards, apparently.
Just
didn't even kill it, man.
He can't even Q it.
Small girl instead takes out the pink ward, so Mithy gets that one. Amazing, starting the dragon.
Oh, this is so fortunate. Imp just recalled for Triforce. They didn't go now. They couldn't contest this. And they sneak through the Triforce of Imp, and they get it easily with Ren.
So good timing.
That was crucial.
Very well done by Origen there. Getting that first dragon, and I gotta say, this one already is a lot closer than people were thinking it might be.
Here's the way I always consider teams at World Championships, especially Western versus Eastern teams. We've certainly seen, some very good games from like of KT Rolster and SK Telecom where they deserve to win those games. Individual skill level is not actually that far apart at a World Championship. you're seeing Peke hold up against Godby, who's like the #3 player at worst in the world. Peke's not even on the list. He's doing just fine. It's how the team plays when the game breaks open. That's where the big differences are. And that's where the players start to shine when they're set up in these really good situations.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to bring up that top 20 list on the cap.
Freak's
that's
own
dangerous
top 20
territory,
Yeah,
Freak.
Godby's in my top 3. Xpeke is, you know, in a top 10 all time, but this year it's hard to contest him for that.
So when we look at these two teams as well, though, and you just highlighted how the teams play outside of laning phase, outside of individual skill, it's not really something uncommon that LGD doesn't get super far ahead in the early game. We've seen this multiple times before, where still when it comes to the late game, with the decision making, with the team fights, and of course again the side lanes we keep talking about, how well they use them is what really shines through here for LGD. Origen is a team that in the ULC has always had to do well in the mid game, really, to take wins. They had to get a lead going, and then they could start playing all 3 lanes, as you see here. Nils up in top side, Pekka sitting in mid, and then Source on bottom lane. So you're farming 3 carries at
Oh, it was
once.
the trap. Imp going in onto Soaz. Now Soaz pulls underneath it, pops that Hemo play. Here comes PYL with the shield. Soaz on the run.
One more hit will
Will it
do
be a
it.
kill? He gets him. Imp with the kill. Xpeke coming in, though, getting knocked up after using a shockwave. A little bit too early. Is Xpeke. Takes a lot of damage, and that's going to be a double kill now for Imp. The wild growth, keeping him alive.
Massive outplays.
An outplay, man. Invading it, and then instantly we see PWL coming down. We saw the roam from Godby. 2 members dying from Origen. They will get a top tower, but down the bottom side, we have 3 guys still pushing for LGD.
Yeah, if they can make it a turret for 2 kills, that's about equal, but this bot lane already under fire, and it's likely to be an uncontested turret take, so definitely advantage LGD, and they're right back in it.
Just talked about how Origen likes to play the 3 lanes when it comes to farming. LGD, they can do exactly the same because they're so good at everyone controlling. How far up can I be? When can I take a one-on-one? And then just the roam coming down. Imp played it perfectly, waited for the rest of the team. Godby even flash forward. Look
Check
here.
out this bait.
PWL
Just recalling.
PWL is coming. Source can't see him. It's completely dark in the jungle, but he thinks he has TP backup. That's why the ward is there as well. So now it comes in, but Godby is also moving, so it's too late. And Source already goes down. The flash shockwave, we're going to see this multiple times in this game. And suddenly Origen loses 2 guys and a tower.
Well, teleport even canceled by Acorn, too. He's like, nah, you guys got this. I'll handle it.
Yeah, I think there was one also minor mechanical thing by Imp at the very end there. I don't think when he activated W, it popped his Triforce. It was still on cooldown. He actually cast another spell with the attack in the air to get the bonus damage on the auto attack to actually get the kill off on Xpeke.
Wow.
Either way, it was Triforce damage that did kill him. I didn't see exactly what charged it, but certainly good things there. Still some farm coming in for Kalista, but I mean, Imp, 2 kills on a Kog'Maw with a Lulu on your team, that's so hard to deal with.
It is. I mean, Juggermaw is an apt title, I suppose. Even if it's not the classic comp that we know and love, this is still a Kog'Maw that will be nearly unstoppable if it keeps up at this rate.
Only takes 3 more kills to be unstoppable. That's going to be probably not far away.
Literally unstoppable.
Literally, as far as the announcer is concerned, we'll hear it, and it'll be true.
I'm thinking you're right. Well, they're putting a little bit of pressure into the jungle for LGD right now, trying to drop some wards, get a bit of vision, and it's smart. You know, you need to get some sort of edge, and wards are a great way to do that.
That's going to be a key thing for Origen. Keep pushing the mid lane every time you have the chance. It's so easy for an Orianna, just instant clear the wave, and then it opens up for Amazing and Mythy to start moving into the jungle, get some of the deep vision. The problem is still that Nils on this Kalista, because of the way the early game played out, where Mythy had to leave and sacrificed a lot of experience, he never got to be the lane bullet. So now he's 2 kills behind, and Imp is very confident in sitting in that side lane against him. No problem at all. Double teleport from Origen can be a big thing, but we obviously need to wait for Pekka to get his back before we might see another fight in the side lane where suddenly 2 or 3 guys are joining in with globals and 1 guy is roaming down and we get one of these big skirmishes.
Well, it's only about a minute until Dragon comes up again. If there's going to be a fight, it's going to be around that objective.
And no flash from him. Again, look for it. We will keep highlighting it because there's so many abilities from Origen that's going to be so key landing onto him. And if you get the whole combo from Origen, even the Lulu ulti should not be able to save him at this point in the game.
Yeah, they need some sort of CC to keep Imp safe.
There's going to be a 15-second difference as well between Dragon respawning and Peke's teleport coming up, so choosing to use him as a split pusher, there's a small timing window where LGD can absolutely abuse that. Right now they're using Soaz. He's, of course, very safe out on the side here.
TBQ clearing a ward. Another one dropped immediately by Amazing. They really want to have vision control around this dragon.
Oh, and actually Acorn doesn't have teleport, but he has to deal with the top lane push from Soaz. His TP advantage, it should give Origen this dragon.
They have Flash and Mythi as well to start the fight, and Acorn is extremely weak in
There
this
goes
game.
Acorn, he's running.
He's been forced to go for magic resist against, of course, Soaz here, so the damage is barely nothing from Acorn. He's just going to be an engage, and that's about it, and then maybe slow the attack speed of Nils. But I like this fight very early for vision around the dragon. Even before it spawns, I believe yesterday the average time the dragon was alive was 29 seconds.
Yeah.
This game here, because both teams are fighting for vision, it might be alive for a little bit longer because the fight should happen first and then dragon after.
As long as LGD has vision control, though, there's no way you can react to the Malphite ulti in time, though. They're going to start right away. They've got control. Soaz is pushing in the top side, and Origen choosing to contest this instead of getting the push in. Mythi up in the front lines. Dragon already picked up. There's the dive! Oh!
Acorn helps him take out the dragon. Mythi barely alive. They're going to get Amazing, though. Another kill for him. Shockwave does nothing because there's no follow-up for Origen. That turret in top lane, though, in the base may go down.
Such a big mistake, though, from Origen, even walking in the river near that dragon. So basically what they decided to say was, we're not going to fight you. You can start the dragon because we have TP advantage. We will take the top tower, or at least a lot of it, and get extra farm on Vladimir. But then you should never move in the 4 guys, even close, so you are open for this hard engage.
Vampires don't do very well against beings made of metal. Soaz on the run.
And it looks like he's happy to just suck oil out of it, actually playing in the Chinese client where the blood turns brown instead.
That does not taste good, I bet.
He's doing fine. The hard engage.
The Timbers on to Imp. Mythi getting low, but Imp as well. Imp in big trouble, flashing over the wall. They get the kill on the Mythi. PYL goes down to support for support. How in the world is Imp living through this?
Due to PYL and his fantastic position on this Braum here, blocking all the damage from Nils, he sacrifices his own life, stays, or makes sure the Imp stays alive. No extra gold going over to Origen. They pulled the trigger, but PYL saved the day, at least for now.
They can Baron bait. They can Baron bait. Imp has to be in the base, and the guys kill this pretty fast. It's a
They
Blade of
have
Ruin
no
King.
tank with armor that can tank this Baron. With 22 minutes in, 3 guys is around. It's too much.
Yeah. With a Spiderling, with Spiderlings and an Oriana Shield and a Vladimir, I feel like you can do enough to if you weren't contested, you could do it, but you're right. You
would have to rush it down, and I think it's too risky at this point for Origen. They are still ahead in gold. We have a lot of action going back and forth. Teams overstaying their welcome a little bit. Origen moving into the dragon, open up for Acorn to engage. Imp now got flash tables, obviously, for Mythi as well. A lot of small fights going on. Still a big advantage for Soaz up in the top lane. Look at the gold here. But he hasn't been able to do anything with it just yet. He's still scaling up on his Vladimir.
And the thing is, Kog'Maw is actually one of the best champions in the game at killing off Vladimir. Percent health, magic damage. There's no MR on Soaz. Part of the reason Vlad's even tanky is the passive just gives him bonus health. Imp will shred through him in a team fight, especially if a single stun can land. And Imp having all the gold in his team, it's very scary for Origen to deal with.
Not to mention Jurassic Kog'Maw again. No blood.
No blood. It's amazing Soaz even tried to pick this champion. I mean,
it's true.
Well, he didn't know the skin before.
I mean, it's just like going into picks and bans. You know they could pick the champion. You know they could pick the skin. Why would you even bother when you know they could pick Jurassic?
It's a lore mismatch big time.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, well, PYL and TBQ. How many more like 3-letter acronyms can we get in this game, by the way?
I think it's PUL, not PYL.
Pill?
PUL?
You think so?
Is that Danish?
PUL, sir?
No? You just with the slash through it.
Kill, that's what he's supposed to do for Imp, right?
He's done a great job of it, actually. 4 assists on him. He's died for him.
Yeah.
Still 100%. The bot lane is all of LGD right now.
And
That is where it all is.
has done a very good job saying, okay, you're constantly pushing the mid lane. That allows Amazing and Mythi to walk into our jungle. We don't want that to happen anymore. We want to make sure we control our own side of the map. So look at the amount of pink wards defensively placed, so they can always see the invade coming. And they know, okay, Origen has no control in this area here. We can play around. They're trying, though, to deny the vision. They're going to see 2 of the guys getting 1 pink ward.
Well, they know exactly what LGD needs to do to sort of keep themselves safe. So, of course, Origen's going to be looking for those wards and getting a couple already.
That's the interesting thing is Origen have the ability to play around the map so much better. Again, double teleport, a big mismatch in the Vlad versus Malphite one, who's still having to stack MR and has no CDR. So Acorn's actual fight power is even lower, his damage so much worse, and Origen just trying to play a split-up map. And they're honestly just trying not to have Imp in a fight somewhere, and unfortunately for them, he's already gotten into 4 of them.
Oh, a little blue steal from him. coming in, going to be able to get that buff. Double buffs on Kog'Maw, definitely something that every Kog'Maw player wants. A small smattering of applause for the blue steel, I guess.
It's almost annoying for Origen that this top lane is all the way down near the inhibitor turret so early on, because you cannot move all the way down and push it out and farm it. So there's always this lane that LGD can slow push back towards them every time they get it down near where the old tier 2 turret were. And that means Origen always has to send the guys back in towards mid lane, and suddenly Nils and Xpeke are sitting next to each other, sharing farm and experience. It's never ideal when you run triple carries for themselves, so it's a little bit annoying for them. It's great you have the global gold, but I'm sure they would have preferred the bot lane tower to be down at this time instead, and maybe just have it that way.
Well, Soaz trying for that right now, in fact, and again, teleport up, and no one who's able to easily fight him 1v1 aside from Kog'Maw. Maybe you can actually get some pressure done. Origen starting to really play around the top side of the map, but Scuttle Crab's already been taken by LGD, meaning Origen cannot faithfully go for a Baron sneak here.
And we have a very, very big wave being pushed in the top side from LGD.
Ooh.
It's very easy for Origen to go and grab it, but Soaz needs to be careful that not 2 or 3 guys suddenly show up. Pekka can join in with teleport. We have to keep that in mind. But for now, continue to play pushing for himself. They need to get this wave coming on top side though before it gets completely out of control. Just push it back. Nils is going there now.
Yeah.
So he's just going to shove it back in, and then LGD can do exactly the same. And we have this wave that keeps bouncing between each other. Nobody can really kill each other's towers because there's such a long route between the tier 2 and the inhibitor turret.
Alright, looks like mid lane's the push, and next package is going to teleport just to make sure he can clear the wave in time, but Imp does so much damage, he has to respect Shockwave, which you saw him stop attacking there, but this turret is only 1 wave away from dying.
Yeah, it's also only 15 seconds.
Oh, here comes Lulu.
Dragon comes up too. Yeah, Lulu coming
TP
down
now.
to help out. Soaz could be in trouble here. Acorn doing the damage. Soaz pops that pool, pops the emo plague. He's still going to go down anyway. Wild Growth, though, had to be used. That's a crucial out of the way for this Dragon, but a crucial player out of the way for Origen.
Yes, they get the kill. Soaz here with, again, a little misplay. As soon as Pekka uses TP mid, Soaz has to back away. He knows there's the chance of 2 guys coming out to gank him, and the security before was Pekka being able to join. Obviously, he can't do that because he just used it in mid lane, so Soaz had to just back away and not risk dying here, because Origen cannot take a 4-man Baron when Acorn has teleport as well, and there are 3 guys sitting in mid. So LGD right now are using better knowledge around the cooldowns of these globals to get some kills, and now a Dragon more.
Yeah, Imp having no issues at all taking this Dragon by himself, and that's Dragon number 2 now. LGD takes the lead in that objective.
Yeah, I mean, this LGD showing why they're such a good team. I talked about individual player skill being close in some occasions, but when the map opens up, you really see the mettle of the players and the decisions they're making here. Peke's TP goes down, immediate gank bot lane, nothing taken by Origen. In the meanwhile, the side lane's under control enough that nothing's getting picked up on the backside here. It's very, very strong stuff from LGD.
And simply what happened before here, with this big wave being pushed in the top side and Nils had to go up and clear it and push it back, the mid lane was suddenly open. And that's what forced Pekka to use his teleport to go in and try and defend it. Origen should never have been in that position in the first place because they needed that second summoner to help Soaz on the bottom side. That was kind of their way of getting the goal lead. Let Soaz continue to solo farm against Acorn, slowly push down this tower. They might catch TPQ here.
They did catch TPQ. A lot of CC coming down. They force a flash.
Oh, the wall!
Whoops, doesn't go for the wall. Wild Growth used. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. He's going to go down. Niels with a kill there.
TP
teleport
coming
coming from Acorn. Teleport coming in for OG as well. Origen, Soaz joining the mid lane brawl.
Tibbers is still here for Mithi, so Origen can now start the Baron and bait a team fight with Flash Tibbers onto him.
There we go. PYL comes in. There's the knock on Soaz.
And now here comes the rest of the fight. There's the hard time. They've caught amazing. He's forced to repel up. Now Mithi in the back lens gets stunned, gets jumped on. He's going to take a little bit of safety from Xpeke. He's trying to run and actually somehow not going down. The Flash 4 gets the kill. Shockwave hits only 1, and Peke is a member of a 3-death team here. That did not go well for Origen.
He's got to get away. It's incredible that Mithi didn't die sooner than he did.
But LGG, they punish everything you do. So it's a kill onto TPQ at first, but they see Peke sitting in the mid lane. So when Origen is setting up around that Baron, LGD is like, well, your mid laner is not there, so we're just instantly gonna hard engage with the Malphite. And once again, they catch out Origen, they get more kills from it. So we see a lot of good moves from Origen, but LGD just knows how to respond every single time.
He does seem that way.
LGD doing such an amazing job throughout their mid game here. The TP in from Acorn, he found a 2-man knockup, and the follow-up was so incredibly good here.
Look at Pekka sitting all the way back at his tier 1 or tier 2 towers. LG's not afraid to just flash. It was Origen who was supposed to take control of this Baron with 5 members to 4, but that's the engage. Source drops instantly. Good ulti as well from Akon, and now the fight is already won. So they're simply always, shot calling wise it seems, ahead of Origen, and therefore they can keep finding these openings in an otherwise very close game.
Yeah, that fight was PYL, by the way. The flash ulti knocked up Soaz before he could react. And then the Braum Q afterwards chained the stuns beautifully. Nothing he could have actually done in that battle whatsoever.
Didn't even get to use his Zonias.
Exactly, and that's why he went for the flash ult. The point-blank knockup can't be reacted to in time. That was a really, really big deal. One of those subtle things that make you a better player. And PYL leading the charge here. 7 out of 8 kill participation, really keeping his team alive and setting up the fights as well.
I'm taking that blue buff for the second time too. I mean, now we really see a shift in where people are in the map this game. Suddenly, everyone pushed over to Origin side.
We have a lot of cooldowns with teleport here. Only Pekka as he's ready. They're going for him. He's all alone down the bottom lane.
But he's going to dodge through the minions
Wow,
to get the shockwave dodge, but there's nothing else to do. Overextended. Imp's been solo pushing so much this game. This is the first time he's ever been punished for it.
Had to happen sometime.
Well, that was still really far up from him. So where we have now been commentating on some of the misplays from Origen where they were in the map, Imp now makes a big mistake for himself. Staying so far up the lane, just all alone. The rest of his team were sitting in mid lane. Nothing they could do to really respond, and they couldn't push a tower either because Origen were ready to defend it.
And it feels like Origen aren't tenacious enough to really take any major advantages. All of the gold and almost all of the kills are on Imp. He's still dead for 15 seconds. But Origen has still yet to pressure an objective. Finally, Peke walks to the bot lane. I guess he's got teleport. He can knock down bottom outer. Finally. But to only get an outer turret at 31 minutes for picking off the AD carry, that's less than you should be getting.
I guess it does tie up the turrets a little bit. He's just got to worry about LGD pressuring Baron now. He's still going in the bot lane, though.
He has TP ready.
He does.
Again,
no one's reacting to him. Peke could keep going. He thinks someone's going to defend, but Acorn doesn't have teleport. Acorn is not allowed to be down here. Peke doesn't realize it. This should be another turret kill.
Double teleport. He's playing it safe because the rest of his team is back in base, so he doesn't technically know.
He has no wards to see.
Yeah, if 2 or 3 guys suddenly show up and kill him, but having double teleport in the late game just offers you so much map control. It's way better than having like an offensive summoner in this situation for Peke because again, he had a free laning phase against the Lulu, and also he now gets the split pushing threat where Malphite, we know Malphite is a one-trick pony. TP in, ulti someone, and your job is done. And that's what Akon is going to do again and again, but whenever that is gone, he's not going to do a whole lot. And that's why we can see an opening for Origen to continue split pushing.
Wow, fan vote going to 76% now as far as who they think is going to win this game. And Origen with a tiny little lead right now, perhaps. But I think this one is, I would say, our closest game of World Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be this neck and neck at 33 minutes, absolutely. And honestly, I think many people are surprised that it is this close. LGD stacked with talent. And Origen still making him work for this one. It's going to be close. The double teleport roughly back up now for Origen. We'll see if they can open this map up again.
And while almost nothing can beat a Giacomo in the late game, let's talk about that after, because POL taking some damage. Engage might happen.
Took a bit. Not a lot. Able to back off. TBQ got cocooned. A bit of damage as well, but so far nobody really poked out significantly.
It's a tense point, though. You know there's a battle about to brew. Dragon spawns in 3 seconds here.
Oh, yeah.
Origen cleared mid first. They've gummed down the Dragon first as well.
There's too many wards behind Origen here. There's so many good openings for Akon to teleport in and just get a perfect flank where it's so difficult to react.
I think he's going to try. Dragon started now by Origen.
LGD are setting up a Baron bait instead. They've actually got all the wards swept away.
It's way too late, though. It's
Dragon
a very late Baron bait for LGD.
But there's no vision. There's a blue trinket up, but he's not in range to use it yet. LGD can play with fog.
They know it, though. On the side of Origen.
There it is.
They saw them sit in the mid lane. They reacted very late after Dragon was started. But obviously, teams can take it down so fast. Mythi has flash again.
Whoa.
So Origen have inside track on mid. If they're tenacious, they can go mid tier 2 and force LG to come into them. They're trying now.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
They're
coming up mid lane. They're going to try to go. It's going to be a pincher maneuver. They're all grouped up. They got to be careful here. They're coming in. Imp is okay. Amazing takes a lot of damage. Soaz trying to get to the backline. He did get hit by Emo Plague. Expect is okay. Big old shockwave. That shockwave does work. Oh, and the wild growth. It keeps him alive. Expect gets a solo kill. That's it.
That was the combo. They got onto him. They got the beautiful shockwave. Everything was used to protect him, but it wasn't enough. We highlighted how much damage Origen will have if they pull off the combo, and they did.
Oh, they caught Acorn.
For it. Can they land?
They got the stun.
Comes in. Is it going to be Peke's pentakill? Is it going to be no? It is. It is rookie
Look at the side lanes here, though. Origen has to go back and defend all these turrets. Just send one guy. You can still do Baron, though, with the rest. Let's see here on the side of LGD. There's still 25 seconds on Acon. He just died. Pekka will stop the wave here. That team fight, it wasn't even like Soa's ulti into Shockwave. It was just one by one they came in the end, Pekka pulled through. This is a guy who's been criticized so much this season for being a passive mid laner.
Looking to cause some trouble.
The Shockwave buys time to stun Staring.
Such a PYL coming in later. Convi uses one growth. TBQ's still alive for the moment anyway. And here comes Imp. The damage coming in. Imp gets a kill. Can they turn it around? Origen chasing Imp. He goes down. TBQ goes down as well. Origen takes the fight. Double kill for Niels. And that is nearly an ace. Only Godby and Acorn surviving.
3 for 2, and Godby's not even done being part of this one. Would you believe it? Origen now soundly in the lead against the #1 team from China.
And I gotta say, it is off of great plays like this. Let's watch it again.
All right, let's see it. So first, Cocoon from Amazing. I'm only looking at Imp here. Everything is on him. If you look at Origen, they're focused. They throw in Myth, he knocks him off. That's the wild growth being used. And then it's Shockwave coming in. Such an insane amount of damage. Beautiful chain CC, but again, Doa, you wanted them to throw in Mithy, and they did.
They did it.
And it set up everything for Pekka to get the kills.
Bloodthirsty, man. That's how you play with an Annie. Just toss right in there.
One of the biggest problems there was actually Acorn's teleport. He TP'd in on the other side from his team, so there was no real front line to absorb the CC, to buffer the team back. Origen did not have to respect Malphite because they could run away from Malphite and into the Kog'Maw. The lack of frontline meant so much there, it allowed these guys to catch up to Imp's Cog.
And we're hitting the point here where LGD, yes, they have 2 hard engaged champions. One of them has done absolutely nothing in the Vi pick. But TPQ, he tried to lock up Mithy in that last fight and see if maybe he could delay the tippers. But now, because there are 3 very, very strong carries on the side of Origen, that hard engage becomes so difficult to use properly because all Origen care about is killing him. There's no damage from Malphite, there's no damage from the Vi, there's no damage from the Lulu really because she's shielding onto him. So as long as you wombo combo him, you win the fight.
And that's the thing is, the weird thing is there's so many threats on Origen. It's a triple threat composition. Pekka is the big one, by the way. He's got triple Godby's damage. He's got double anyone else on his team. Pekka is the man in this one. All eyes are on him as the weak link, but he is overperforming.
The passive mid laner Origen, they don't play around him in the early game, but they do like to really rely on him in the late game. He's shown it before in this split here, how strong of a team fight he is. And also, can we just highlight that every single time we have a big tournament, Pekka will always show up.
Well, he certainly is today, man. Is that inhibitor turret getting lower and lower? Still 2 cannon minions remaining, and Origen, all they need to do is keep doing what they're doing, and they'll close this one out.
Depends how much more they can do. Baron buff timing out in about 30 seconds here. LG looking for the attempt. TBQ cannot find anything to do. 0, 4, and 1 on this Vi.
Daria
like
of TBQ's life.
Champions away.
He's really not been able to do anything in this game here.
Oh, Acorn caught with that stun.
Yeah, you can't jump on a Malphite. Origen response enough to know it is the Kog'Maw that matters. He is the only damage source. Cinderhold Vi, not exactly scary.
Not a whole lot. That turret nearly dead. Just a couple more autos and it's going to be gone.
Godby is on 4 items now.
Yeah.
The Void Staff and Deathcat both in. Makes him a threat on the right targets here.
It helps. It does clear waves pretty well, too.
Acorn's coming.
Oh, he is trying to go in. Oh, this is the ult. They get out of it. Acorn has to retreat. Wild growth already used on the Imp. There's a knockup onto Amazing. Shockwave coming in. Soaz gets in the back with a big emo plague. Meanwhile, LGD, they lose TBQ. And here comes Origen coming in again. Timbers drop. Imp's still alive, but it's not going to save the turret. They're going to lose an inhibitor for sure.
And Origen's going to keep on going. LG needs to buy home guards and heal back up, but there's already 2 inhibitors dead. Origen able to walk away with a clean 1 for 0. 2 inhibs gone.
TP
This is the play.
No
Acorn wants in, but he's got no teammates.
What's he gonna do?
He's trying to stop recalls. Dragon's up in 6 seconds.
Recalls for what? That was the most useless teleport.
I think it's literally to try to get Dragon. I think that was literally the only reason why he did this. Origen are now injured on this Dragon attempt, but he's too desperate to try.
I think it's going to die so fast, not going to matter. PYL trying for a Miracle Steal, doesn't get it. Another Dragon goes over to Origen as they back away. victorious over that big, long skirmish on the bottom side of the map.
So the base is open. 5 dragons is not going to be a thing. It's 3-2 at the moment. Baron is not alive. But Origen are so strong right here. We saw the engage come in from Akon, but how easy it was for him. They flash it, max range Malphite ulti, and then they can turn around. Godby, at the start of the fight, will just instantly ulti on him. They're like, okay, Imp, they're gonna come for you. Ulti him. Source in this fight, he got a 5-man, a 4-man ulti at least. They have so many threats, and they have so much damage. It's insane.
Origen has played around this hard engage so well. They've minimized the impact of the Vi. They've taken away the impact of the Malphite completely at this point.
So
check this out.
I want to see the teleport here from Akon. So he comes in from the side instead of running straight at them. So they're ready with the flashes. They're sitting with the finger and ready to use it. And then Soaz comes in the back line. TPQ goes down, and the fight is already won now from Origen. Akon has to use the teleport there to flank from the side to make it harder for Origen to avoid that engage.
So here we go. 9 turrets picked up, a 7,000 gold lead. And I mean, the curious thing is, for as well as Origen's playing, it's a 3-kill difference. Dragons are only 1 apart, and 7,000 gold at 41 minutes is not the craziest gold lead. This is certainly still comebackable. That's a word from LDG. They've got a big Kog'Maw, and if he can outplay the Shockwave in the ante, he can crush this front line still. You still got to respect LGD's back line.
We saw the amount of gold lead that Origen got with that Baron power play, man. It was like 3,500 gold in the lead. Yeah, that's huge.
That is obviously with the Baron as well as what they got after.
Right.
But you highlight yourself here. Imp is still a massive threat. If Origen has a team fight where they do not manage to land these ultis that are so key for their composition to work, Imp will then take them down one by one. Again, the tanky members here, we're looking at amazing basically, and that's nothing. Even as a Rylai's, that's going to be a few hits for Imp and he's down. And then suddenly, he will just chase them down and take them out.
You know,
they do have to be careful, yeah. I mean, like you said, killing Imp basically kills LGD, but if you can't kill him, he could kill your entire team.
Yep, exactly. So it's still very tricky for Origen. There's a lot of pressure on how they can perform in the fight, but so far they have been able to pull it off. Baron is spawning, they're setting up vision in advance. They're gonna try and bait LGD to walk straight into them, and then you get an easy engage. Now,
Shockwave has to be used on him early just for Xpeke to keep himself alive. That's big, and they're going right to Baron. But Soaz going after the base now.
But the Baron is up right now. This is the wrong choice. LGD are going to lose their base if they go for Baron.
They're going for it.
They're going
to stop the recalls. Amazing's there. It's okay if he does. Because Soaz can make up for his mistakes from last Worlds against OMG. And they're going for the base.
That is coming
the base can't get inhibitor. The Malphite's in, but the Nexus is still dying. Kills are already coming through for Origen anyway. And Soaz extinguishes the ghosts of his past. He will slowly but surely get enough damage down. He has to.
There's
a bear spot for LGD, but it's gonna be